Raptors lose their 6th game in a row. They fought back well, but still fall 101-104 in a game that was really right there for them to win. Let's break it down in tonight's post-game show. So the Raptors, they were down in this game. They were down big in this game. I think at one point it did get to 13 points for the Sixers. It was on multiple occasions a 13-point lead. In fact, the largest lead of the game for the Sixers was 14 points. The Raptors fought back really well. And what was really clicking for the Raptors, finally, they were starting to knock down some three-pointers. Finally, starting to get their shots to fall, chipping back into this game. As the shots started to fall for this team, it just opened up all these playmaking avenues for them to pursue. And it was beautiful. It was the Raptors looking like they were at their best. They were motivated on offense, moving the ball really well, scoring the ball really well. And that was contagious. The momentum they generated offensively moved on to their defense as well. And it gave them the tools to go on the run and get themselves back into that game. Big deal. Get back to the game. You lost 5 in a row. It's looking like the Sixers are going to blow you out here. Every time you make it close, they just pull away again. Big moment for this team to just end that 5-game losing streak, not allow it to get to 6. And all the tools were in place there until it gets to the clutch. The Raptors led. They fought back and led 96-89 with 3 minutes to go. And the Sixers go on a 10-0 run. What it is, when it came to the big shots, the Sixers got him. The Sixers hit those big shots. When it came to the big moments for the Raptors, everything that had worked to put themselves in position to win the game, they stopped. They just stopped doing. So instead of moving the ball, spreading the ball around, creating offense for other players, it became give the ball to Siakam and pray. And sure, a lot of the times that worked. The Raptors were down by 3, as I mentioned. They went on a 10-0 run. It was 99-96. Siakam got to the line, went 1-1. Whatever. Raptors get the ball back off another stop, give the ball to Siakam, gets by contact. Could have been an and one, to be honest. But he lays it in with 5 seconds left to tie the game. Another good stop to end the game. We get to overtime. But the playmaking just went away. You get into overtime. Like, the game ended 99-99, right? The game ended 99-99. How many points do we have to end the game here? 99-90. We scored 2 points in overtime. We had 5 minutes. We had 5 full minutes of basketball. You kept the Sixers to 104. You kept the Sixers to 104 points. You only allowed 5 points in overtime. You only scored 2. The Raptors haven't kept a team under 110 points since December 3rd. They did it today. They kept the Sixers, even with overtime, to under 110 points. But they scored 2 points in overtime. Because you want to know what happened? Coaching goes out the window. Nick Nurse fails to execute a game plan in the dying minutes of this game to put the Raptors in a position to win this game. It's a frustrating sequence. The last minute of this game, the Raptors keep getting stops. There was the big challenge that took away a 3-point and one. Took that away, and it was an offensive foul. Raptors ball down by 3. We had 1 minute from that point onwards. The 4-point swing on the challenge by Nick Nurse. You had full minute. The Raptors had the ball 3 times in that full minute. They failed to take a shot with more than 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Because you know what they did for the first 20 seconds of the shot clock? They stood there and they dribbled. They ran no off-ball action. Sure, they gave a light screen to the ball handler. Nothing to really disrupt the Philly offense. They were comfortable just standing there. First play, the first one was just a Siakam 3. Had some separation, not quite a good shot. Second play, 4 on the shot clock. You just pray or chuck it to Scotty Barnes. He tries to fight past Embiid. Takes a wild floater that doesn't even hit the rim. 2 really bad plays. No timeouts for either, but 2 really bad plays. You still get the stop. You're still within 3. And with 12 seconds on the clock, they foul. They take their foul. 10 seconds on the clock. 10 seconds. I've seen the Raptors run a play with 0.4 seconds on the clock to free up a shot. What did we do for the entire 10 seconds? You gave the ball to Siakam, and that's it. What can he do for us? no play, no off-ball action, no rollers, no screens, no off-ball screens. Just give it to Siakam. They fought for they fought for a mismatch, Siakam on Melton, but like, is Siakam stepping back for three at the buzzer contested the shot that we needed there? I'm okay to lose on, I'm upset, but I'm okay to lose. You put your team in the position to win the game, but that's just not good enough from a coaching standpoint there. And the fact that I've talked about it for 5 minutes here showcases how pissed off I am by that. I'm a big fan of Nick Nurse, but even amidst all the stuff and all the praise I have for him, the entire time he has been the Raptors head coach, he has consistently failed to actually create plays at the buzzer. And this was a prime example of that. That was extremely frustrating for me. The Raptors fought really well in the second half, but why were they in such a hole to begin with? Today, the defense wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was really good in the second half, but it wasn't that bad overall. Offense is where the game kind of went away for the Raptors. Shooting continues to be a big problem for this team. It really picked up in the second half. They had an 8 for 15 run, but ultimately they started 3 for 17 from 3. They end the game 11 for 40 from 3. Siakam dropped 38 points efficiently, above 50%, just under 50% shooting. He was 3 for 8 from 3 himself, which is fine. He had 15 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. And you can't get him to win. You can't get him to win. He needs help. Chris Boucher being your second highest scorer is a problem. Embiid drops 28, but he gets 21 from Harris, 14 from Harden, 9 from House. Like, there's just a lot more guys chipping in on the offensive end over there. And the shooting eventually caught up to us. You played fine defense, but just not enough from an offensive standpoint. Like I said, it was a great game by Siakam going down the board. OG back from injury, did not really look like himself. Did end up doing pretty well from 3, but minus 25 in the game. In a game where the second worst plus minus was minus 6 is pretty strange to see. Scotty Barnes went back to his slumping ways offensively, got benched for most of the fourth quarter, and just didn't really look as engaged when he came back in the game. VanVleet, and here's another guy I'm about to go off on. 3 for 15 shooting, 2 for 11 from 3. Your best shooter. You're in OT. And I talked a lot about the last minute of the game, which was bad. Your best shooter, with 2 minutes left, got a wide open three-pointer to tie the game. Wide open. Nobody, even in his universe out there. Wide open three. One that he just has to hit for this team, and he missed. And he missed it. You get the stop. Go the other way. You kick it out to Fred. Not wide open, but an open three. Another miss. A guy you need to execute for your team is just not doing it. We had a game where Fred got 39. We had 2 games where Fred got 39, where Scotty's dropping tons of offense, and Siakam doesn't really have a good game, and we lose. Well, here we get the wild Siakam performance. Barnes and VanVleet forget how to fucking shoot the basketball again. It just, every time we fix something, something else goes wrong. It's like there's 5 holes in the wall with water leaking in. I only have 2 hands to plug them. Every time I switch to plug something else, the next thing starts leaking. It's just something else. The defense was on today, but there was no offense. Last game, the offense was okay. We couldn't defend to save our life against the Golden State Warriors. So it's beyond frustrating at the moment to be a Raptors fan. That is 6 straight losses, and this was a very winnable game for this team. It was a very winnable game for this team. Ultimately, it comes down to the fact that, again, the field goal percentages are just not there. You're creating the looks. They're just not falling. And it's every game. It's not like one-off shooting. It's every game. You can't hit threes. Every game, you cannot hit three-pointers. The guys you paid to hit threes are not hitting them. The supporting cast are not hitting them either. And it's annoying. You get the rebounds. You get 50 rebounds. You get 9 offensive rebounds here. Turnovers were bad. You commit 16, but at least you didn't lose the turnover battle. But you kept them at bay. This was a game you could have won. It's a game pregame that you were expected to lose, but it is another game that is right there for them that they just do not get over the line. And the Raptors are now 1-6 in games settled by 3 points or less. That is concerning. An inability to get it done in the close games. slowly fading away into that feeling of that Tampa season where something's got to give, and it might just be the season. I'm not quite there yet. We had a 6-game stretch that's going to be very tough, this being the first one. If things continue to slip out of control for this Raptors team, then I don't see a reason to continue onward. But 5 big games coming up. You're 4 games under 500 now. 4? Is it 5? 5 games under 500 now? Or 5 games under 500. We're 13 and 18. You can only try so much before you have to decide it's over. I'm not there yet, but you got to get there pretty soon, maybe. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Please make sure you guys have liked it up before you go. Support the content, and make sure you subscribe to Amateur Hour for more Raptors content just like this.